Wrigley with its touch-free, sustainable products for both players and fans. Learn more at Sloan.com and go Cubs go.
Painting season is here. Cover all your bases by visiting BenjaminMoore.com for your nearest store location. Benjamin Moore is the official paint of the Chicago Cubs.
Ian Happ leads it off against his former teammate Trevor Williams. First pitch fouled away, no score, bottom of the first. Happ had a very productive evening last night, going 3 for 5, scored a couple of runs. Team leader with 25 homers and 85 runs batted in. Williams coming back and missing. Ron, if you were in that Cub lineup today, as you were back in 2001, what would be your plan against Trevor Williams? The 1-1 fouled away, 1-2.
Well, he's a guy, first of all, he loves to keep the ball down in the zone. So he's got 2-seam fastball, 4-seam fastball, likes to pitch down with both of those. And then his second best pitch is really that long sweeping slider that he throws. We saw that when he was with the Cubs.
Happ swings and misses on a slow off-speed pitch, and that's out number 1.
And I just really feel like you've got to make sure you get the ball up in the zone against him and try to get him back towards the inner half for both sides, for the lefties and the righties, unless you see that he's got great command of the pitch away. Up until then, I would really try to see if I get something inner half that I could do some damage with the wind blowing out.
Swanson will take a strike. You and I were discussing before the game, Williams has been on the injured list for a long time. This is his first big league appearance since May the 30th. He was out with a right flexor muscle strain. 1 ball and 1 strike on Dansby Swanson. Dansby had an interesting box score line last night as he drives one in the air, deep left center. Back goes Cruz. It's got a chance. Gone. Home run, Dansby Swanson. Cubs lead 1-0.
There's that pitch inside and down. Dansby got it up in the zone. But as a right-handed hitter, you're going to see a lot of pitches away. But if you can force him to pitch inside, you can do some damage. He's not overpowering. Fastball at about 89 to 90 miles an hour. Dansby hammers this ball. Little off-speed pitch, and he hits it in about the second row.
Number 16 for Swanson, his 64th run batted in. Cubs lead 1-0. Cody Bellinger takes outside. Another hefty home run sponsored by Hefty, the official trash bag of the Chicago Cubs. Hefty strong all day long. Bellinger takes outside. Before I forget, the box score line for Dansby Swanson last night, Ron, very unusual. 4-4-3-0. 4 at-bats, 4 runs scored, 3 hits, no RBIs. Unusual.
Yeah, I would agree.
Swinging a foul off to the left out of play, but you got to love those 4 runs scored.
4 runs scored. The guys hitting behind you love that number. And, that's a big number because you're either a run producer driving in runs or touching home plate. And that's a big deal.
Cody Bellinger swings and misses, 2-2. Cody drove in 3 runs for the Cubs last night, hiking his run batted in total up to 73. Trevor Williams coming back, and the pitch fouled away by Bellinger.
When you get to this time of the year, you start looking at numbers and individual numbers for hitters. And Cody at 18 home runs, I guarantee you he'd like to finish with around at least an even 20 for home runs.
Cubs have 9 games remaining, including this one. Here's a foul off to the left. The leadoff man for the Cubs, always sponsored by Benny's Beverage Depot. If a Cubs leadoff hitter gets a base hit, Benny's will donate $100 to the Greater Chicago Food Depository. If you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not worth drinking as Bellinger chases a high hard one and down he goes. High inside fastball, out number 2. Cubs lead 1-0, and here's Seiya Suzuki.
Now that's a really good fastball. It's 90 miles an hour, and after some stuff down and away, then all of a sudden you buzz up and in the zone. but it's the location. 90 miles an hour, right underneath the hands of Bellinger.
Suzuki, the DH, takes a strike. The Cubs just made an announcement. It's a roster transaction. Jordan Wicks has been placed on the injured list with an oblique strain. Trey Wingenter recalled from Iowa. 1 ball and 1 strike on Suzuki. He clobbered his 21st home run last night. His average up to a very sturdy 280. 70 RBIs. He hits one in the air. Left center. Back near the track is Cruz to make the catch to end the inning. Cubs get a run on the home run by Swanson. After 1, Cubs 1, Washington nothing. This is the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey Cubs fans, it's Craig Counsell. Listen to every game here.
One 0 Cubs over the Nationals after 1. The first inning was powered by Invesco QQQ. Tomorrow's innovation awaits with Invesco QQQ. Let's rethink possibility. Invesco Distributors Incorporated. Pat?
Jose Taillon leads off the second inning, takes a strike from Jameson Taillon. Big right-hander Taillon coming back. Taillon will look at a ball outside, 1-1. Kind of hazy, but a nice warm day. Boy, summer hanging on for a long time. Here comes the 1-1. Fastball away. Isn't tomorrow the first official day of autumn? September 21, I thought it was.
I'll go with it. Yeah.
Feels like July.
Yeah.
You're not sure either, huh? Here's a swing and a high pop-up, shallow left. Coming in is Happ. And he will make the catch, and that's going to be out number 1.
My calendar here says no event. So
no
I'm
event.
out. Yeah, I'm out.
So you're out of luck there.
Yeah, you can't
Let's
help
go
you,
to plan
partner.
B and bring in Zach.
The Google machine says September 22nd is the first day of fall 2024. They call it the autumn equinox, Pat.
Autumn equinox as opposed to the solstices, right, in summer and winter.
Yeah.
Fly ball to shallow left, coming in as Happ, and he'll slap the leather on that one for out number 2. Two down, nobody on. We're in the second inning. A couple of fly balls out to Happ, and the batter is Joey Gallo. Gallo's average 155. Always a threat to go deep. He belted a 3-run homer last night, his 8th of the year. And the pitch on the way to Gallo. Breaking ball just missed inside.
Yeah, this guy at one time, one of the extremely high power prospects in Major League Baseball when he's a young guy.
Fastball away.
And has always stayed with the big power numbers. That the issue is, the strikeout, and that's always been a big part of his game.
There is a strike, 2-1.
But if this guy gets a hold of one, he can hit it a mile.
Feet spread very wide apart, open stance. Wearing red batting gloves on either hand. The 2-1 to Gallo. Line drive toward right. Off the glove of a leaping Horner. It goes into right for a single. First hit for the Nationals today. Cubs lead 1-0. Second inning with a man on, and the batter is Drew Millis.
This pitch, middle of the plate, and Gallo, he's one of those guys. He doesn't have to square the ball up all the time. He hits it hard. And Nico, with a great effort, just couldn't quite get to it.
Gallo to be held by Bush at first. Millis did not play in the series opener last night. Second inning being sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Remember, on Southwest, 2 bags fly free. Double plays by the Cubs brought to you by Nissan. They make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today. Now the left-handed batter will take a strike, 1-1 on Millis. Crowd still filing in. Had 31,000 plus last night. Great crowd. And they were treated to a lot of action. Cubs winning 7-6, a game that featured a little bit of everything.
Yeah, it really did. Home runs, both sides, back and forth scoring. Bunch of bases stolen. A lot of guys putting forth the effort, stealing bases. If you like action, yesterday was your game, that's for sure.
Toss to first, diving back in is Gallo.
As we're watching the game here now, Pat, there's a change here. The wind at the start of the ball game was blowing out, and we always say every inning, look at the flags. Flag now blowing straight in from center field.
Now Millis will take high for a ball.
So that dramatically will change the way Wrigley Field plays here. It's still a warm day, low 80s, but with the wind change now, the ball will not carry to the middle of the diamond.
Now the 2-2 from Taillon fouled away, and I would think that has a significant effect on the starting pitcher. If he knows that wind is blowing in, he's not afraid to challenge anybody.
Without question. Wrigley Field plays like 2 totally different ballparks with the wind blowing in as opposed to what it does when it's blowing out.
Cubs baseball brought to you by Granger. Cubs rely on Granger to keep Wrigley Field running. Bouncer to second. Horner throws him out. Call clickgranger.com or stop by for the products your team needs.
Will come up to hit when we come back, and the Cubs with a 1-0 lead.
Field. No runs on a hit, a man left. Middle of inning number 2. Cubs won.
This ball is a little...
Like the little fact that 9 Hyundai vehicles have earned IIHS Top Safety Picks this year. And offering a little thing called America's Best Warranty. Because delivering safety and quality, pretty big deal. Visit your nearest Hyundai dealer today. Hyundai, there's joy in every journey.
Lease the Tucson for $229. See your local Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealer today. Offers end September 30th. Call 224-661-0068 for details.
You're out of there, leaky store brands.
When all else fails, try North Shore Adult Diapers for even the heaviest control problems. Visit northshore.com.
Hey, Cubs fans, join the 2025 Cubs season ticket holder waiting list today. To claim your spot in the lineup for season tickets, it's easy and free to register at cubs.com/season tickets. Pat?
Zach, let's play the attendance game, the Benny's Beverage Depot attendance game. If you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not worth drinking. Michael Busch hits a pop fly, shallow left. Coming in is Wood, glasses down, and he'll pull it down for out number 1. Fans still filing in. Good bleacher crowd. Pretty good lower deck audience. Few empties upstairs. I'll go ahead and start with 28,982. 28982. Nico Horner batting. Nico checks in at 270 and takes outside from Trevor Williams. Williams making his 14th career start against the Cubs. Most of the previous ones came when he was with the Pirates. Bouncer to third, fielded by Taillon. The toss across is out number 2. Cubs lead 1-0 second inning. Here's Pete Crow Armstrong.
See how Pete does today. He's going to face a veteran guy that's going to sink and slide and back and forth with speed between fastball change and breaking pitch.
18th career appearance for Williams against the Cubs. 14th career start against them. Overall 4-7 with a 4.73 ERA against the Cubs in his time. Again, making his first big league outing since May 30th. Probably won't go more than about 4 or 5 innings at the most after that kind of a layoff. Outside ball 2 to Crow Armstrong.
Yeah, that's 60 to 70 pitches, somewhere in that range, I would think.
When he was healthy early in the year, he was very effective. This ball is popped up foul down the left field line, angling toward foul territory and out of play. Ron, you and I both noticed his very impressive numbers, even though it is a small sample size, only the first 2 months of the year. But he put together a 5-0 start with a 2.22 ERA. Yeah. And you know that's good enough for teams this coming offseason to at least give him another look.
Absolutely. You know, the low 2s ERA, he had 11 starts. Everything that you look across the board was really good.
Crow Armstrong takes outside, 3-2.
He's never been a big strikeout guy, but 56 innings, only 45 hits for a guy that's a command guy that's not overpowering.
Pete Crow Armstrong strikes out. You might remember that Pete Crow Armstrong
electric forklifts. Learn more about how we can help create a clean energy future for all at ComEd.com/clean energy. ComEd, powering lives.
Engineered for efficiency, comfort, and ease, Bosch tools are built to keep workers in the zone and off the bench. Bosch tools, what hard workers deserve.
First pitch to Darren Baker. He lays down a bunt, and he's going to beat it out for a base hit toward the third baseline. Too far in for Wisdom to get it. Jameson Taillon tried to run over, barehand the ball, but his throw not nearly in time. Dusty's son, Darren Baker, can really fly.
He can run. He's not a power guy at all. And over 400 at-bats in AAA this year, no home runs. But he hit for a high average, and that's going to be his game in the big leagues. Bunt, run, slash the ball the other way.
Ground ball to second. Horner will go to second. They get one, and that's all. Swanson realized the ball not hit sharply enough to get two, so he just kind of stretched as a first baseman might down at second base to make sure they got the one. Taking over at first is C.J. Abrams, and he might be thinking about thievery right about now as Dylan Cruz bats.
Yeah, you'd anticipate him going right away. The one thing about J-Mo, he's a big, tall guy, and can be somewhat slow to the plate at times, but he does have a pretty good pickoff move at first.
Dylan Cruz lined out to third his first time. Throw to first, not in time. Abrams swiped a couple of bags in last night's game.
The other thing J-Mo does well is he'll hold the ball pat in the set. So sometimes he'll come set and go, and then other times he'll hold the ball. And that makes it difficult on the base stealer to get rhythm.
The stretch and the pitch. Fastball taken high for a ball. We'll be out here again tomorrow for the third game of the series. Series wraps up on Sunday. Both games begin at 1:20. Kyle Hendricks tomorrow against Mackenzie Gore. Cruz takes high, ball two. The Sunday finale featuring Shota Imanaga against Jake Irvin. What a year Shota is having. 14-3. Now the 2-0 pitch on the way to Cruz instead of toss to first. Just reading about Shota's fellow countryman, Shohei Ohtani. What a game he had last night in Miami. We'll talk about that as we move along.
That's a good week.
Unbelievable. Here's the 2-0. The runner goes. The pitch fouled away. Shohei became the first man ever. Now, think about this as one ball game, one ball player. He became the first man ever to hit 50 homers and steal 50 bags in a season, as the Dodgers pummeled Miami 20-4. With their win, the Dodgers clinched a playoff berth, their 12th consecutive playoff berth, by the way. He was 6 for 6 in the game. That's not a bad day. Toss to first, or rather a look at first, and the delivery to the plate to Cruz is taken high. I thought J-Mo was going to throw over to first. Abrams kind of dancing out into no man's land. Shohei became the first man ever with both 3 homers and 2 stolen bases in one game. Here's the pitch taken down low to Dylan Cruz. It's ball 4. 2 men on with 1 away. Cubs lead 1-0 in the third, and the batter James Wood.
That last pitch right down the middle at the knees, the whole ball in zone. In our monitor here in the strike zone, I don't know where they had that one.
But Shohei with 51 homers, that's a new Dodgers season record, by the way. Sean Green hit 49 back in 2001. This is all one game for one player. Fastball is in there for a strike. 6 for 6. Almost hit for the cycle, but was thrown out at third trying to stretch a double into a triple. Now the 0-1 from Taillon to Wood. And that's going to be in there for a strike, 0-2. Baseball Classic struck out Mike Trout for the final out of Japan's victory over the USA in the championship game.
That was a moment in itself. That was something. That at bat, Trout against Shohei, that was pretty good against Ohtani. Think of that, though. 6 for 6, 3 home runs and 2 stolen bases in a game.
Team clinches a playoff spot.
Stolen bases in a game.
Team clinches a playoff spot. Comes the first man ever to get 50-50. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Lifted to left, slicing toward the corner. Long run, and that ball is foul. Happ had a long way to go, but that ball sliced out of play, foul, down the left field line. So it's still 1-2 on James Wood.
What a guy we saw in Washington when we were just there. And impressive. He knows how to handle the bat, sprays the ball around the field. He's got some pop in his bat. Just over 250 at bats, 7 home runs, but you can tell he knows what he's doing with the bat. He's going to be a productive hitter.
Slightly open stance. And the 1-2 from Taillon, hit in the air, left center. Playable, converging are Crow Armstrong and Happ. And Happ makes the catch. The two almost collided out near the warning track in left center. At the last second, Crow Armstrong jammed on the brakes and avoided body-to-body contact as Happ made the catch. 2 down.
Both guys they're talking now after the play, and what happens when the ball gets hit somewhere close to the track, and Ian took one step on the track, and in a wind now that shift is coming in, he comes in a step or two. It's very difficult to hear each other in the outfield calling the ball. And with the wind moving that ball back towards left center from what would have happened in the first inning, you know, visually you got to look at each other, and it's tough because of the wind just changing here last inning.
Andres Chaparro, the batter, check swing. He might have gotten hit by the pitch. The pitch was a fastball inside. He started to swing, then tried to check his swing, and accidentally was hit somewhere on the left arm, I believe. It is a hit batsman, so that loads the bags with 2 down and sets the table for Jose Tena.
Yeah, a little inside fastball, a little runner coming in, and he started to swing. And for the hitters, when you start that swing, that means your back, elbow, wrist, and forearm start coming into that area where you're not really able to protect yourself, and it's exactly where it hit him, right above the wrist in that forearm area.
Tana batting with the bags loaded, 2 down. Cubs lead 1-0 here in the third. First real challenging moment of the day for Jameson Taillon. Tana's a .292 hitter. Tommy Hotovy out to the mound to see about Taillon.
Yeah, Bethancourt taking long, slow walk out there. I'm wondering if this is about Taillon shaking off a couple pitches, and then the debate is on. You get the bases loaded in a ball game early. You want to be on the same page with your catcher, and I think Tommy's like, okay, what do we got? And let's all talk this out. You know, this is an important part of the ball game where first time really they've got any action on the bases.
Abrams the runner at third, Cruz at second, Chaparro at first. A hit, a walk, and a hit batsman in the inning. Cubs leading 1-0. The number 5 hitter, Tana, steps in to face Taillon. From the stretch, the big right-hander, Taillon, fires. Upstairs for ball 1. Now the 1-0 pitch on the way. That's going to be in there for a strike. Taillon's last inning was in Colorado back on September 14. He pitched well, 6 innings, gave up 2 runs at Coors Field, had no decision. Cubs would lose that game 6-5. Fastball away, just missed. 2-1. James wanted that one.
Taillon's trying to stay in that outside part of the plate with that cutter and fastball.
Now the 2-1. Pulled on the ground, foul. Now it's 2-2. What's on your mind here, Ron?
The one pitch he has not thrown in this at bat has been that outside curveball, right? So that could be the pitch that you go with, that curveball in the outside corner to see if you can get Taillon out in front and swing through for the punch out.
Right-handed pitcher, left-handed batter, bases loaded, 2 down, third inning. Cubs lead 1-0, and the 2-2 pitch. Line toward left, Happ coming in, he's there, he makes the catch. Solidly hit ball, but straight to the left fielder. No runs for the Nationals. We go to the
de pagos en minutos, una plataforma segura y atención personalizada en todo momento. Pronostica, diviértete y lleva tu pasión al siguiente nivel. Betcris.
Ground ball up the middle. Polanco smothers, flips it out of the glove. Rehas a bare hand. Wow. In time, the double play of the year. How can you not smile about that one? It's a terrific play all the way around. Wasn't sure he's going to get to it. The flip, barehanded, and then able to get the throw off to finish the double play. Yeah, Bogan likes it. One, two.
High fly ball. Deep center field. Meadows is there! Parker Meadows thieves a home run from Raleigh.
To August 20th, 2023, when Trevor Williams played in the Little League Classic against the Phillies in Williamsport. He got the win, and after the game, his dad, Richard, tweeted this out. Richard grew up a huge Cubs fan, and even worked as a Wrigley Field usher from 1970 to 1974. You might remember when Richard cried after Trevor made his Major League debut with the Pirates back in September of 2016. Richard was given only 60 to 90 days to live after being diagnosed with double B-cell lymphoma. He said, quote, "I'm the luckiest guy alive." And we felt that, guys, even when Trevor was with the Cubs, just the impact the Cubs had on him, his dad, what it meant to play for this team. So it's nice to see him back here.
Indeed, Trevor making his first start back from the IL here today. And he's got it.
Wisdom fouls it back, 10 for ID. This is The Score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Talking Cubs and all of Chicago's teams. Mully and Haw, mornings 5:30 to 10 on The Score. WSCR Chicago, WBMX HD2 Chicago, and Odyssey Sports Station.
Ron Coomer, Pat Hughes at Wrigley, Zach Zaidman working alongside, Paul Zarang, our great engineer at the controls. We all thank you for joining us. Wisdom fouls another one away. Well, earlier this week, Milwaukee became the first division champion to clinch as they clinched the Central, leading the Cubs by 10 games. Milwaukee's third division title in their last 4 years. And they've led pretty much throughout the year.
Yeah.
And had a pretty good margin of lead, 7, 8, 10. Now the other 5 divisions, Ron, are getting close. Here's the 2-2, swinging a foul back. Nobody can clinch today or tonight. Cleveland has their magic number down to 3 over Kansas City to clinch the American League Central. The Phillies' magic number down to 4 to eliminate the Mets from any division title. Swinging a foul down the right field side. Houston with a 5 number for their magic number. Any combination of 5 Astros wins and Mariners losses will give Houston the American League West. And then the Yankees and Dodgers both have magic numbers of 6 in their respective divisions. Wisdom strikes out on a changeup, and that's out number 1. Cubs lead 1-0 third inning. The batter, Christian Bethancourt.
Yeah, you start talking about the magic numbers and things like that and how close it gets, and now, you're in that week and a half, under 2 weeks of baseball left. Everybody should probably have one off day left.
Swinging a base hit to left by Bethancourt. Over to pick it up is Wood. Sharp ground ball under the glove of a diving Taillon at third base. Bethancourt with a 1-out single. Cubs with their second hit of the day. And here's Ian Happ.
Well, and the thing about all these these magic numbers and these division races getting closer. Well, about 2 months ago, there's some separation in some of these divisions, and it's really kind of tightened up down the stretch.
Happ will swing and miss. Well, to your point, Ron, looking at the margin of lead, Dodgers have a 4-game lead on San Diego. The Phillies 6 games over the Mets. Yankees 4 games over Baltimore. Deep drive to right down the line, curling foul and going out of play. But it looks like, barring something unforeseen, and that's always possible in baseball, something unforeseen, I would say by early next week, just about all 6 divisions will have a champion. Here's the pitch low and outside for a ball.
Well, the one thing that changes it, too, for this last week or two, and, you look at what the Cubs have done, so with the change in the schedule, you don't play your own division now right up until the end of the season, where a few years back and for the longest time, you would play your own division right at the end of the season. And so there could be some major swings in that last week, and we've seen it.
I kind of miss that.
I do too, absolutely. And I think that's the one thing when you balanced out the schedule and you play everybody, that's the one thing that we miss now in the game.
And that's a big thing. The 2-2 swing and a miss. Changeup got him. Williams has always had an effective changeup. You see guys swing out in front, and before the ball arrives, they've finished their swing.
Yeah, he gets good arm action on that pitch to the left-hander, and for you can tell, Ian was well out in front of that pitch.
Swanson homered to left center in the first inning. That's the game's only run. Dansby will take a strike. All of the other 28 teams will play later on tonight around the big leagues. And we thank you for joining wherever you might be. Dansby drives one in the air, deep right field. Back goes Gallo on the track. He's got room, and he'll make the catch. Cubs don't score. Leave 1 after 3. Cubs 1, Washington nothing. This is the score.
chancesofoutgonquin.com.
The out-of-town scoreboard is fueled by Citgo Tri-Clean Gasoline. When you start with Citgo, you're good to go. This game at Wrigley Field is currently the only game being played in the majors. Cubs with a 1-0 lead over the Nationals, top of the fourth. Cubs started play 7 back in the wild card race behind the Mets and Diamondbacks. Mets hosting the Phillies tonight, while the Diamondbacks are in Milwaukee to take on the Brewers. Pat?
All right, Zach, thank you. Keibert Ruiz, left-handed batting catcher. Actually, he's the DH today. Ruiz did the catching last night. Ruiz hitting .227. Cubs lead 1-0 in the fourth. Taillon fires a strike, 1-1. Cubs will play in Philadelphia on Monday night to start a 3-game series. And then next weekend, the Cincinnati Reds will be here at Wrigley. That's the final series of the year. 3 straight day games starting next Friday. And the 2-1 pitch on the way. And that's in there for a called strike. 2-2. Atlanta 2 games out in the wild card. Here's a swing and a miss. High fastball gets him. Taillon gets the strikeout. And that's going to be his second of the day. And the batter is Joey Gallo.
Fourth inning sponsored by Wintrust, the exclusive home of Cubs checking. Good high heater. That good four-seam fastball from Taillon at the top of the zone. Threw that one past Ruiz.
San Diego is the leading wild card team. The Mets and Arizona tied for second and third, if you will. But Atlanta on the outside looking in. Ground ball to first, fielded by Bush. Unassisted play. That's out number 2. The Braves, with a long run of consecutive division titles, I think 6 in a row before this year, they're not accustomed to being where they are right now.
No. Yeah, and when you're 2 games out and you only got 10 games left, 9 games left, boy, it's tough to make that kind of games up.
Here's the pitch on the way. Popped up off the bat of Drew Millis. Foul and out of play.
Third inning today was sponsored by Grainger, official partner of the Chicago Cubs and Wrigley Field. Call, click Grainger.com or just stop by.
Taillon seeking his 11th win of the year. The pitch on the way. Drilled to deep right. If it's fair, it's trouble. That ball is curling and going foul. Probably had enough distance had it stayed fair to leave the yard, but it just curled foul in the corner.
What a difference an hour will make. The wind was blowing out at the start of the ball game, and if this ball is hit an hour ago, that's a home run. But the wind blowing in now pushed that ball into foul territory.
2 down, top of the fourth inning. Cubs leading 1-0. Drew Millis waits for the 0-2 pitch from Taillon. Here it is. Curveball is low and in.
And we're coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth. Proud ETF partner of the Chicago Cubs.
Cubs trying to beat Washington for the 5th consecutive time this season without a loss. Here's the 1-2. Lifted to left center. Playable for Crow Armstrong, battling the sun. Does he see the ball? Yes. And he makes the catch on the track. His eyes are probably burning, but he made the play. 3 up, 3 down, middle of inning number 4.
had to read it like that again.
Yes, you did. So do you have to go right over? I am so delighted.
4. Pat?
Zach, thank you. Cody Bellinger first up, takes low for a ball from right-hander Trevor Williams. Bellinger, a strikeout victim his first time, hits one high in the air into right. Playable for Gallo. Running in now and making the catch. Ball blowing in from right. Ball hit in the air to left. Might get a little carry. Kind of a cross breeze. 1 down, 4th inning, and the batter Seiya Suzuki. We're going to play the attendance game, the Benny's Beverage Depot attendance game. If you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not worth drinking. Suzuki will take a strike. Big thank you to Stella Blue Coffee and Barstool Big Cat for being the official coffee sponsor of Cubs Radio. Here comes the 0-1. Fastball sinks low. Stella Blue Coffee, lots of delicious blends. Big Cat, Electric Avenue, and Positive Vibes would be 3 to mention. Driven toward left center, long run for Cruz, makes the catch. Rookie center fielder got a good jump on it, made the play. 2 down, the batter Michael Busch.
Say a pretty good swing. I think he just caught that ball just a little bit off the end of the bat.
You can pick up Stella Blue at the following: Mariano's, Jewel, Pick and Save, or the Metro Market, or order at StellaBlueCoffee.com. Bush flied to left his first time, Ron.
We got to make our attendance guesses.
Here's another fly ball to left. Wood is going to make the catch. It's a 1-2-3 inning.
I'll say 30,000 for my attendance guess.
Sounds good. Zach will give you his guess when he joins you in the 5th inning. At the end of
Brewing's franchise IPA and the official IPA of Cubs Radio. Independently owned and proudly brewed only in Chicago.
Top of the 5th here at Wrigley Field. The Cubs with a 1-0 lead over the Nationals. Jameson Taillon deals. First pitch to Darren Baker is outside for ball 1. Baker with a single in the 3rd inning. He's got 4 hits in the first 2 games of this 4-game set between the Cubs and Nats. Wisdom playing in on the infield grass at 3rd. Taillon delivers, and the pitch is hit high in the air to left center field. Crow Armstrong under it, right on the edge of the track, makes the catch. 1 away. The first out is sponsored by Xfinity. Stream sports with Xfinity because it's only live once.
Well, nothing routine about those last 2 catches by Pete Crow Armstrong to end the last inning, and now the first out here. as he barely makes this catch as he has to look away at the last second with that ball being right in the sun. And excellent job to just hang in there long enough to catch that ball.
C.J. Abrams at the plate, and he looks at a strike. A slow-moving breaking ball that floats into the zone. Just a few harmless clouds in the sky, plenty of sunshine, and that's wreaking havoc out in the outfield. The pitch bounced foul by Abrams off to the right, 0-2.
Clouds are harmless. So right now they've kind of blocking the sun here with the sun shining on Wrigley Field, but I don't think that sun is harmless for Pete. I can promise you that. He is really happy he caught those last two fly balls.
Here's the 0-2. That's outside to Abrams. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Cubs with a 1-0 lead. Dansby Swanson with his 16th home run, a solo shot in the first. Abrams 0 for 2. Left-handed hitter, upright stance, very little bend at the knees. Taillon, the right-hander, deals. And that pitch is in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So wrapping up the Binny's Beverage Depot attendance game, I'm going to go 30,500. And the maestro, our engineer, Paul Zarang, going with 29,222. Now the 2-2. Inside to Abrams. That one just missed. Full count.
I get Pete Crow Armstrong in center field now as he's standing out there trying to shade his eyes from the sun.
Line drive down the left field line, slicing toward foul territory and out of play. Happ was giving chase. Yeah, whatever cloud cover we had for a brief moment is gone. So now the outfielder's dealing with the sun again.
Yeah, it's going to happen all game long. There's few clouds in the sky, but it is a very difficult sky today for the center fielder.
Now the payoff pitch. Called, strike 3. Changeup that throws Abrams 2 away.
A little high change at the top of the zone. Not exactly where Taillon wants this ball, but he'll take it as Abrams gives up on this pitch inside and up. And it comes back over not really even the inside corner. That one gets to the middle of the plate, but at the top of the zone for strike 3.
So Dylan Cruz now at the plate, right-handed batter, and the pitch floats into the zone for a strike. Curveball from Taillon. Strikeouts by Cubs pitchers are sponsored by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. Own every mile in a brand new Hyundai. Taillon working quickly. Here comes the 0-1. That's low to Cruz. 1 ball and 1 strike. A reminder that Mully and Haw talk Cubs baseball and Chicago sports every weekday morning from 5:30 to 10 on 670 The Score and the Odyssey app. You're on every Friday morning?
Yeah, I was on with the boys this morning and Dustin.
Foul back by Cruz, 1-2.
Had a very good conversation. A lot going on with Cubs baseball. And what the future looks like and what this season was like was our discussion this morning. Very good discussion. Really enjoyed being on with those guys, and now football season's rolling in. And
the 1-2 called, strike 3. Fastball on the outside corner as Taillon gets Cruz. And the Nationals go down in order here in the top of the 5th. Middle 5, the Cubs with a 1-0 lead over Washington on the Score in the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey Cubs fans, it's Dansby Swanson. Listen to every game here.
Purchase Cubs Charities 50/50 raffle tickets starting at 10 a.m. through the end of the game at Cubs.com/raffle or from a raffle ambassador at Wrigley Field as Nico Hoerner bunts the first pitch he sees here in the last of the fifth. In the foul territory, up the third baseline, 0-1 the count. Yeah, so you can purchase Cubs Charities 50/50 raffle tickets at Cubs.com/raffle or from a raffle ambassador here at Wrigley through the eighth inning. 1-0 Cubs. Dansby Swanson, a home run in the first. Hoerner grounded out in his first at-bat. He looks at a ball low and outside. The count now 1-1. Nico entered play today, riding a 7-game hitting streak. Trevor Williams, the right-hander, works on the extreme first base side of the rubber. He works his motion, and the pitch is lined up the middle for a base hit. So Nico now has an 8-game hitting streak.
Well, Nico in yesterday's ball game with 3 hits. Shoots this one right back through the middle, a bullet. Nico's average climbing. He's been swinging pretty well here as of late. And you see him using the middle of the diamond a lot. The last road trip, a lot of balls back through the middle and to right center. And that's the natural swing of Nico Hoerner. And that last one hit right on the button.
Pete Crow Armstrong at the plate, and he swings and misses at a slider from Williams, 0-1. PCA struck out swinging in the second. He entered play today, riding a 6-game hitting streak. Third baseman Taillon playing way in on the infield grass with Hoerner at first. Being held on by Chaparro. Here's the pitch. Foul back out of play. 0-2.
Big gap in right center field for Pete. He hits a ball and splits the gap in right center. You'd be surprised if in between them getting the ball, he'd be at third base by then. You never know.
Now the 0-2. That pitch low.
First at bat, he chased some pitches out of the zone. And when you have a guy like you have on the mound in Williams, who's a veteran guy, knows, then Pete chased the first pitch down. I'd be surprised if he throws too many strikes to Armstrong in his at-bats today. Don't know if Pete will face him again today, but sometimes, a veteran pitcher will see a young hitter at the plate and really, pitch around the zone, but not, throw a lot of strikes. Try to use his aggressiveness against him.
Now time call. The catcher, Millis, jogs out to the mound to have a conversation with Williams. 1-2 the count with Crow Armstrong at the plate. No one out here, bottom of the fifth inning. Cubs with a 1-0 lead. Hoerner at first base has a Steelers lead. A long set. Williams deals. The 1-2 is swung on and missed. Strike 3 as Williams gets Crow Armstrong with a slider. 1 away.
All pitches to Pete all around the edges of the strike zone. That last one, a borderline strike. Pete swung through that off-speed pitch.
So here comes Patrick Wisdom with 1 on and 1 out for the Cubs here in the last of the fifth. Cubs with a 1-0 lead over Washington. Wisdom struck out swinging his first time up, and he swings and misses at a slider here. 0-1. The pitch clock is powered by Work Zone Safety. Make sure you follow Work Zone signs. It's not a game. Wind now blowing from right to left. The pitch, swing and a miss. 0-2.
Yeah, you look at the flags around the ballpark, it's just blowing in. It was blowing out during batting practice, then the second inning started blowing in, and now maybe a little more of a crosswind, to your point, Z. But it's changed all game long. It's been changing, and dramatic changes from in to out. I mean, that's about as dramatic as we get without a storm rolling in.
Yeah, it's a great point. So we'll keep monitoring it. Here comes the 0-2. That's low and outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Williams missing with a slider.
I'm looking at the weather earlier today. We didn't have any rain, in the forecast at all, or any storms. And this is bright sunshine in the low 80s. So kind of an odd day wind-wise here in Chicago.
Throw to first. Hoerner dives back in safely. 1 on, 1 out for the Cubs here in the bottom of the fifth inning. The Cubs with a 1-0 lead. Wisdom digs in. Powerful right-handed batter. The 1-2. In the dirt. Caught on a hop by the catcher Millis. 2-2 the count. Wisdom hits out of a crouch, has the feet spread wide apart. And the 2-2. That's low and outside. It's a full count.
Good at bat for Patrick. After he got behind in the count, realizing that he's really not going to get a lot of good pitches to hit, he just started taking. Williams pitching all around the edges of the zone. Now the count's 3-2.
And the pitch. Nico goes, and a high fly ball hit to center field. Cruz now comes in as the wind knocks it down, and he makes the catch for out number 2 as Horner has to retreat back to first.
Well, this ball coming off the bat seemed like it was coming off the bat pretty hot, but with that wind change and it blowing in from center, that Cruz goes back about 3 steps, then has to come in about 5 before he makes that catch.
So 2 away, and here's Christian Bethancourt with Horner at first. Cubs with a 1-0 lead. Bethancourt singled his first time up. The pitch swung on and missed. A slider from Williams. We're coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth. Proud ETF partner of the Chicago Cubs. Williams sets up high. Nico goes. The pitch is fouled back. 0-2. The Nationals have some activity in their bullpen. Left-hander Robert Garcia has started warming up. Williams at 63 pitches. This is his first start since late May. He was activated prior to the ball game, back from a flexor strain. The 0-2. Line foul out of play off to the right. Nine games left in the regular season, including this one here today. Nico dancing off the first base bag. Bethancourt waits.
Nico's taken off a couple times. See if he goes again. Does not.
And that pitch fouled away off to the right. Out of play. 0-2 on Bethancourt.
Bethancourt has been a really nice surprise for the Cubs. They knew he had a very good throwing arm. He swung the bat very well since he's been in a Cubs uniform.
The pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 as Williams gets Bethancourt with a sinking fastball. And that is out number 3. Horner stranded at first. After 5, it's the Cubs with a 1-0 lead over the Nationals. On the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Take the Cubs with you in the Chicagoland area on the free Odyssey app. We are the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
That matters is how fast you can slow down. The Volvo XC60 Recharge Plug-in Hybrid. Performance where it matters the most. Visit volvocars.com/US to learn more.
If you're looking for a sign telling you what paint to use this summer, look no further than North Sheffield Avenue. Benjamin Moore, the official paint of Wrigley Field.
Today's Woodman's home run inning contestant is Bridget Buckman from Batavia, who will win the Woodman's gift card jackpot of $700 if a Northsider hits a home run this inning. You can enter with a QR code at any Chicago area Woodman's. Good luck, Bridget. Today's Woodman's home run inning contestant, service and savings, that's Woodman's. Huh?
Zach, thank you. James Wood will lead off this sixth inning against Jameson Taillon. Cubs leading 1-0. A first-inning home run by Dansby Swanson is the difference. First pitch to the big, tall, strong, left-handed batting Wood is down low for ball one. Wood has walked and flied to left. The clouds have blown away. Lots of sunshine and blue skies overhead. Fly ball to right center, shallow, playable. Crow, Armstrong, and Bellinger converge. Bellinger makes the catch in short right center. One down.
I like what Belly did there, even though that ball's kind of in center field. It's a much easier catch for Bellinger with the sun, Pat, because the sun's such a deal for the center fielders right now that Belly coming in from right is looking in an entirely different area, and it's an easy play for Bellinger.
Taillon retiring the leadoff hitter for the fifth time in 6 innings today. Cubs lead 1-0 as Andres Chaparro takes inside ball one. Chaparro has struck out and been hit by a pitch. Taillon working rhythmically comes back and fires a strike. Taillon staying ahead in the count to most of the hitters. A little nubber out in front of the plate, fielded by Bethancourt, lobs to first, out number 2. How would you feel if you were a cleanup hitter, Ron? A guy who gets paid to hit the long ball and you dribble one about 1.5 feet in front of home plate.
Say, grown man hit that ball.
Scored 2-3.
All that time I spent in the weight room is really paying off.
Without that, it would have only gone maybe half as far. Here's Taillon taking a strike.
Those at bats, when you do that, or that little dribble or two hopper right to the pitcher that, every little leaguer could catch, that's the toughest run to first base ever.
Hit back to the mound, knocked down by Taillon, picks it up and throws to first just in time. And it's a 1-2-3 inning. Jameson almost waited too long. 3 up, 3 down, middle of inning number 6. Cubs 1, Washington 0. This is the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Every home run and double play is called by Pat and Ron on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
There are
Cyclone Fast to fly today at OnDeck.com. Pat?
All right, Zach, let's see if the Cubs can add to their 1-0 lead. Dansby Swanson belted a first-inning, one-out home run to left center. And that has stood up all day. Robert Garcia working for the second straight time in the series. The relief pitcher going to work. As we knew, Trevor Williams would be on a pitch limitation today. Williams making his first Major League appearance since the 30th of May. And he pitched well. He gave up only 1 run in 5 innings and 3 hits. But he leaves on the short end of a 1-0 score. Ian Happ batting right-handed against the left-hander Garcia fouls it away. Happ struck out twice against Trevor Williams. Both of those at-bats were left-handed. Now he's batting the other way, right-handed. And he'll take down low for a ball. Opponents' pitching changes. Those are always brought to you by Sloan, the official water efficiency partner of the Cubs and leader in smart water and commercial restroom solutions. Learn more at Sloan.com. Bounce to third, fair ball, long throw, good throw by Taillon. And out at first by a step is Ian Happ, and that's out number 1.
It's nice play. This ball, the debate is it's fair or foul as it goes right over the edge of the bag. Taillon catches this ball about 20 feet behind the third base bag and throws a strike across the diamond to get Ian by half a step.
Ron, you made that throw a few thousand times. What's the key to making that throw deep behind the bag at third with a fast runner going?
Footwork.
Dansby Swanson will take outside.
You and I have talked many times, and we talk about playing infield is about the feet. Everybody talks about guys that get good hands, but the way to have good hands is to have good footwork. Taillon down the line, catches that ball, and his right foot is already planted before he cuts loose that throw. That's the key to be able to get rid of the ball with something on it quickly.
So the footwork, plant the right foot, catch the ball all in one motion, reach into the glove, grab the ball, and come up throwing. Swanson will swing and miss. The count 1-2.
And by the time you say all that, the whole play has been over already. Yeah. I mean, that's how quick it, you catch, plant, and throw all in one motion.
The guy at the plate knows a lot about footwork, and that's Dansby Swanson. I think that's a big part of his defensive success.
You and I and Bruce Levine were having a little lunch before the ball game talking about infield play and talking about Dansby. I don't know if there's anybody better in the league than Dansby with, picking out his hop and his footwork playing shortstop.
2-2 on Swanson. He has homered for the game's only run and flied to the warning track. And now he bounces one toward the middle. To his left, gloving it is Abrams, running throw to first in time, out number 2. Pretty good play by the Washington shortstop.
Yeah, that's a good pick. He comes in, and now he's going to get an in-between hop. And this is one of those plays, it's kind of a do or die with the glove. You come in and sweep the glove down there. He makes the nice pickup. Once he makes the catch, then the play is fairly easy, but not an easy catch on that 2-hopper.
2 down, bottom of the 6th inning. Cubs leading 1-0. Cody Bellinger, the batter, facing the lefty Garcia. First pitch pulled foul down the right field line. All of the other activity in the big leagues later on tonight. Phillies play the Mets in New York. Bellinger takes off the inside. Atlanta is in Miami. The White Sox play in San Diego later on tonight, and Arizona at Milwaukee. Here comes the 1-1 to Bellinger. Inside near the hands. 2-1.
94 mile-an-hour fastball right at the hands of Bellinger. He had to get out of the way of that one.
Bright sunshine. It was cloudy earlier, but boy, it's turned out to be a beautiful Friday. And Bellinger swings and misses. 2-2. Bright green grass, green ivy, just a hint of autumn colors on the outfield wall. Little yellow tints here and there, brown. Most of it's still nice and green. The 2-2 Bellinger fouls it away.
Part of the lineup today, it's sponsored by Southwest Airlines, but the low fare today at southwest.com.
Fan made a very nice catch down below.
That'll make your day, right? Sitting in the front row of the second. Oh, might have been an E10.
2-2 pitch down low for a ball. It's all about making plays, Ron.
I've heard that before.
Speaking of making plays, nice to see Joe Rios in our booth.
Oh, yeah.
Joe in the Cubs front office.
Joltin' Joe.
Jack of all trades. Fly ball to deep center, playable for Cruz, and he makes the catch to end the inning. 1-2-3. It's on to inning number 7. Cubs 1, Washington nothing. This is The Score in the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Chicago Cubs memories are made right here with Pat, Ron, and Zach.
Take over on the mound. Jameson Taillon, 6 sparkling innings of 2-hit shutout baseball. It's his game to win. Difference in the game, a first-inning home run by Dansby Swanson. Keibert Ruiz leads it off. The left-handed batting DH takes a strike from Pearson. Pearson, 15 games in a Cubs uniform. Throws a breaking ball that drops low and in to the left-handed batter. Pearson, 2 wins, 1 loss as a Cub. 3.2 ERA. Hard thrower. The 1-1 pitch. Outside for a ball, 2-1.
Yeah, he can get it up there close to 100 miles an hour.
The big right-hander brings it. This ball is lined down the right field line, foul.
Pitching changes today by the Cubs. They're sponsored by James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs.
And the quality start by Jameson Taillon. Any quality start by a Cub pitcher. Sponsored by Benjamin Moore. See quality come to life with Benjamin Moore paints in 3,500 colors. Bouncer foul off the facing of the first base dugout. Visit BenjaminMoore.com for a location near you.
Taillon today, an outstanding performance. 6 innings, 2 hits, 4 punch-outs today.
Looper into shallow right. That's going to drop in for a base hit. Ruiz, a soft single. into right to lead off this 7th inning. Nationals get the tying run on base, and the batter, Joey Gallo.
Little high breaking ball. Might have been a ball up, but Ruiz gets on top of this pitch and just strokes one into right.
First base runner for the Nationals since Chaparro was hit by a pitch with 2 outs in the 3rd, as Taillon finished his day by setting down the last 10 hitters in a row. Now in the bright sunshine, Joey Gallo takes high, ball 1. The lights have been turned on. Intermittently, some clouds are drifting overhead. Here's a swing and a miss by Gallo. That was power against power, 97 mph, and a big slugger was trying to launch one and came up empty. Short lead by Ruiz. Gallo swings and misses at a bender. What's on your mind here, Ron?
Now you got options. You really do. You know, he threw the high fastball, as you said, power against power. Then he goes with the hook at the bottom of the zone. So you've thrown one at the top, you've thrown one at the bottom. So you go back up top again and try that high fastball, maybe up out of the zone.
Would you say, now this is a tough question, would you say most hitters, when they chase bad balls, they are up above the zone instead of down below the zone? Fastball is inside for a ball. It's 2-2.
Yeah, I would say that's fair.
They chase more high fastballs than low breaking balls.
Especially in the current game. I would say if you went back 25, 30 years ago, that might be different because you had so many more sinker slider guys with the ball going down.
Mm-hmm. 2-2 pitch, breaking ball swung on and missed, strike 3. Out number 1, strikeout for Pearson. Cubs lead 1-0 with a man at first. The batter is Drew Millis.
There's a good breaking ball after a couple fastballs up, and then perfect location on this slider down. Starts out knee high. By the time it's in the hitting zone, it's at the shoe tops.
Short lead at first by Ruiz. The ball bunted toward third. Going to be a tough play. Wisdom throws to first, not in time. Cubs might challenge that call. Wisdom made a magnificent play, barehanding the ball. He was in foul territory when he cut loose that sidearm throw and made it very close at first.
Yeah, this is about as perfect a bunt as you can make. Maybe a little hard, but Patrick comes in. He barehands this ball, and this is not an easy play. And it is close at first. Excellent play by Patrick.
The runner was safe at first, clearly. Now 2 men on. The batter, Darren Baker. Baker with a bunt single and a fly out to center. Ruiz leads at second. Millis at first. Baker swings and misses. 0-2.
98 at that last fastball at the top of the zone.
The son of former Cub manager Dusty Baker, Darren waits and takes outside for a ball. Dusty managed the team from 2003 through 2006. Came oh so close in 03 to taking the Cubs to the World Series. Bounce to second. The throw goes to second. They get one, and that's all. Millis out at second on the 4-6 fielder's choice. Now there are 2 down. Cubs lead 1-0, and the batter is C.J. Abrams.
Another good play by Nico going to his left, and that's the second time the Cubs have got the middle guy, with first and second, and 2 good plays by Nico to get that. It keeps the double play or the force out in order, depending on how many outs there were originally. But a nice play to get the middle guy.
Due up is C.J. Abrams.
And this
Baker has speed at first. Do you think he might be running here?
I think so. I think this is twofold, this conversation. One, what are we doing if they take off, which I would suspect they probably will not throw through to second base. That's 1. And 2, scouting report against Abrams for Pearson to give him an idea of how to attack Abrams, who, as a leadoff guy, has 20 home runs.
Tyson Miller throwing in the Cub bullpen. 2 down men at first and third. Cubs leading 1-0. And Abrams waiting. The pitch to the left-handed batter is in there for a strike. Nice off-speed delivery. Abrams flied to center, hit into a fielder's choice, and struck out. Runners take their leads, first and third. Here comes the 0-1. A toss to first, driving Baker back to the bag.
Pearson threw. He must have been throwing a changeup on that pitch. He threw a changeup to Bush at first base.
He sure did. Yeah, the 0-1. Abrams lays off some high heat. 1-1. Tying run at third. Go ahead run at first. Ball game on the line. 7th inning. 2 down. And now the 1-1 from Pearson. Low and inside. Good save by Bethancourt. That ball almost got away from him. And now it's 2-1.
Pearson kind of giving it his very best shot. He's thrown some pitches. That last slider is about as hard as he can throw a slider. And the fastball at the top of the zone was 101.
Missing up high now, ball 3. Dylan Cruz is on deck. You almost get the feeling they're working around Abrams here to get a chance to face the right-handed batter next.
Yeah, it seems like he just does not want to make a mistake against Abrams.
Abrams has 20 home runs. Cruz on deck has only 3. Now the 3-1. Fouled away. I expected a little more of an aggressive swing than I saw on 3-1. How about you?
Yeah, that was a high slider, top of the zone, and that was a tardy swing.
Traveling time for Baker at first, so the first baseman Bush can play back behind him and cover more ground against the left-handed batter. The fans want this inning to end. The 3-2, way outside, ball 4, not close. So they're loaded up with 2 down. And we'll see what Craig Counsell wants to do. Well, here he comes. He wants to bring in Tyson Miller to try to get out of this inning. Bases loaded. Cubs lead 1-0. Pitching changes by the Cubs, sponsored by James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs. Cubs clinging to a 1-0 lead.
We are WSCR Chicago, WBMX HD2 Chicago, and Odyssey Sports Station.
We're coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth, proud ETF partner of the Chicago Cubs. Pat?
Go ahead.
All right, Zach, it'll be Dylan Cruz to bat. Tyson Miller, the right-hander, on the mound. Bases full of Nationals. Cubs leading 1-0 here in the 7th inning. Right-hander to right-hander, Dylan Cruz waiting at the plate. First pitch. In there for a called strike.
Boy, what a great pitch to start out the at-bat with the bases loaded. Miller, right-hander with that major crossfire three-quarter delivery, spun a slider right on the outside corner.
Runners take their leads. The 0-1. Lifted foul down the right field line. Nothing in 2. Ron, what's on your mind?
You got options now. You can spin another slider away. You can elevate a fastball. You can do one of those. The thing you don't want to do, you don't want to throw a strike here. You want to throw something that's out of the zone. Preferably, to me, that same sweeping slider about 6 inches off the plate away.
Crowd responding vocally to the moment. The 0-2. Ground ball to short. Swanson's got it. Throws to first. And a close play in time. The Nationals might challenge that play. It was very close at first. Dylan Cruz can really get down the line. I don't think they're going to challenge. So Miller gets out of it, inducing Cruz to bounce out to short. It's time for the 7th inning stretch. And at the end of 6.5 innings, it's the Cubs 1 and Washington nothing. Here are the guest conductors.
All right, Cub fans, let me hear ya. A 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. I need some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I never get back. Let me root for the Cubbies. If they don't win, it's a shame. Whether it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Let's get some runs!
Hey Cubs fans, it's Nico Horner. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs radio network.
Hit a home run with a career as a union roofer and waterproofer, offering advanced skills training, great pay and benefits. Earn while you learn on the job with their apprenticeship program. Training skill.
We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Cubs leading 1-0. Eduardo Salazar, the new right-handed pitcher for Washington. Seiya Suzuki will lead it off. Seiya with a 10-game hitting streak. Today, nothing for 2. Now, momentary delay before Salazar goes to work. Okay. The umpire walked halfway to the mound. Nice job by the 7th inning stretch conductor. Zach Zabin is going to identify them by name here as we move along. Suzuki takes inside for a ball. Zach, what do you got?
The great host of the Premier League on NBC, right? Rebecca Lowe, Tim Howard, Robbie Earl, Robbie Musto, all singing together.
Suzuki swings and misses, 1-1. It's very nice and thoughtful of you, Zach.
Absolutely.
Learn the names and the pronunciations. Well done.
Fridays you get some cheesy popcorn.
The 1-1 to Seiya. Popped up right side playable. Chaparro, the first baseman, will make the catch in front of the bag in fair territory by a couple of steps. That's out number 1. And the batter is Michael Busch.
Now that ball popped up a mile in the air. Wind is kind of dying back down again, so we'll see how the ball gets affected when it gets hit in the air now or later in the ballgame.
Opposing pitching changes brought to you by Sloan, the official water efficiency partner of the Cubs, and leader in smart water and commercial restroom solutions. Learn more at Sloan.com. A first inning home run by Dansby Swanson, looking bigger and bigger as we move along. Bush will drive one foul. You know, when we got here today, Ron, it was warm. I thought this is going to be a pretty good day to be a hitter, but the pitchers have had other thoughts in mind, and they've really done a good job on both teams.
Well, early batting practice today, ball flying out. The wind was blowing straight out to center field.
Fouled away 1 and 2.
And then as you and I started the broadcast, Dansby hits the home run to left center, a bullet, just a line drive bullet that ends up in about the second row over the 368 mark. And it's like 10 minutes after that home run, the wind changed and started blowing in.
Yeah.
Now, there's been a couple balls hit to the gap in left center to the track, but with the wind blowing in now has kept them in the ballpark.
Now the 1-2 to Bush. Ground ball to short, scooped up by Abrams, right behind the bag at second, throws to first in time. And that's out number 2. Seventh inning stretch was sponsored by Volvo Plug-in Hybrid Vehicles. Electric cars with a backup plan. Visit your local retailer to learn more. Volvo. 2 down, nobody on for Nico Horner. If Nico could get on, he might think about stealing a bag in a spot like this. And he takes a strike from Salazar.
Nico 1 for 2 in the ball game today. Had 3 hits in yesterday's game. Hit a bullet back through the middle in his second at bat today.
This one's outside from Salazar. Nico's average at .271. Here's the 1-1. Fastball just outside. Managerial challenges and instant replays. Those are all sponsored by Northwestern Medicine. You know, a second opinion is always a good idea. Get yours at Northwestern Medicine. The 2-1, swing and a miss. 2-2.
That was a swing to make it 2-0. Nico was looking to launch one there. Got a pitch up and out over the plate. Just came up empty.
Did you ever swing so hard that you looked down to make sure your shoes were still on?
Yeah. Make sure that you didn't blow out a tire.
And the 2-2. Just outside, 3-2.
I have swung it, you know, when you're a rookie, your first few weeks you're so just geared up for everything. I remember swinging so hard to Metrodome, and I went down to one knee. Helmet kind of got, discombobulated on my head. And all I could hear was Kirby Puckett laughing in the dugout at me.
Sure. Nico takes outside. Well, this would have been right after your first big league home run against Randy Johnson.
Yeah, I was just glad the next pitch didn't end up in my ear hole of the helmet.
But to homer for your first time against a future Hall of Famer like Randy Johnson, and I've told you before, Rod, I never really saw him have many bad games. The Cubs never beat Randy Johnson. I think he was like 14-0 against the Cubs. But that had to be something that made you feel good then, and maybe even still today.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you absolutely. It's one of those moments where when you've played long enough, when you hit one and you're a strong guy, you hit one and you know that's a home run.
Armstrong fouls it away. Horner not taking a big lead at second.
And you hit the ball and you go, that's a homer. And then you realize that's against Johnson. And you just kind of go around the bases with your head down going, just don't make them mad. Just get around the bases and go head off the field.
Did you just kind of float around the bases mentally?
Without question, absolutely.
There's a bouncing ball toward the middle. That's going to be backhanded off the glove of Baker. It goes into center field. Stopping at second is Horner. And with 2 outs, the Cubs have 2 on. Baker got there, just didn't reach far enough on the backhanded sliding play, and it kicked off the leather. That's going to be a base hit, I would think.
Yeah, no doubt. This ball's going up the middle. Baker playing around to the pull side against Armstrong. And if he fields this ball cleanly, he doesn't have a play anywhere anyway.
Yeah.
Nico's going to beat the flip to second base if they can get it there. No chance against Armstrong at first. Now the Cubs have two of the fastest guys on their team on base. And I think there's going to be a pinch hitter.
Mike Tauchman is going to bat for Patrick Wisdom. Jim Hickey, the pitching coach for the Nationals, former Cubs pitching coach. He also worked in that capacity with the Houston Astros for a while.
Tampa Bay.
I'm sure he worked under Phil Garner in Houston when the two of them were pitching coach and manager respectively.
Jimmy from the same neighborhood I grew up in Chicago, went to Kennedy High School here in Chicago.
So Mike Tauchman, a left-handed batter. Now let's see if Mike does what I love to see pinch hitters do, and that is jump on that first pitch.
The first fastball you get, I couldn't agree more. If you get a good fastball in the zone to hit beyond that speed, there's a good gap now for Tauchman in right center field.
Good speed on the base paths. Horner at second, Crow Armstrong at first. Tauchman, the left-handed batter, will swing and miss, kind of a half swing. That's going to cost him a full strike.
He was doing what you said, though, Pat. He was on the fastball. It was just two-seamer that ended up down and away.
Salazar working from the stretch. Cubs lead 1-0. Tauchman takes strike two called. That was 96 mph. This guy's got a good arm.
How about a two-seam fastball at the bottom of the zone, right at the edge of the strike zone, down and away? And then the next one at 96 up and in, right on the edge of the strike zone.
Now the 0-2 pitch to Tauchman, just inside. Came right back with that same pitch in under the hands.
Tauchman with a little head shake like,
Well, that just missed.
I think you could have put those last two pitches right on top of each other in the zone.
The 1-2. A wild pitch. Cubs get a break. Runners advance to second and third. A slider that bounced away from the catcher Millis. So now Horner at third, Crow Armstrong at second, and that makes this at-bat even more significant.
Well, here's the thing, and when you think about it as a hitter, he's thrown two good fastballs for strikes and one that just missed. He bounced the slider in front of home plate. This should be a fastball if you're the hitter.
The 2-2. Ground ball, right side, base hit, right field. 1 run is in. Here comes Crow Armstrong. They'll never get him. 2-run single, Mike Tauchman. Cubs lead 3-0.
Big swing of the bat for Tauchman and the Cubs. It is not a fastball, but it is a slider that they just kind of goose up there to throw it over the plate. He did not throw it hard and bury it like the one before. And this pitch is middle on a 1-2 pitch. And Tauchman hammers this ball in the hole on the right side.
Cubs lead 3-0. And Christian Bethancourt, the batter, he'll take outside. That's called making the most of your one at-bat for the day.
Boy, isn't that is the truth. Great at-bat for Michael.
He's being held by Chaparro at first. Cubs now with 5 hits on the day. This all started with 2 outs and nobody on. The base on ball is to Horner. Here's a ground ball, base hit to left. 3 consecutive hits. 4 straight batters have reached. And now Ian Happ coming up.
Boy, in another ball game where Bethancourt starts a game and does something on offense again. He's got 2 hits in the game again today.
Ron, we were talking earlier about doing something one season to almost guarantee you a job next year. I would say Christian Bethancourt is in that category. The job that he's done in part-time duty has been excellent for the Cubs.
Absolutely. And, you know, the biggest key for a backup catcher is to do defense, and he's done both.
speed, visit Xfinity.com/network management.
The out-of-town scoreboard is fueled by Citgo Tri-Clean Gasoline. When you start with Citgo, you're good to go. So the Cubs started play today, 7 back in the wild card race with 9 games remaining in the regular season. The Mets and Diamondbacks are tied in the wild card race, 2nd and 3rd technically. Mets are home against the Phillies tonight. Peterson and Sanchez, the mound matchup there. Meantime, the Diamondbacks are in Milwaukee to take on the Brewers tonight. Gallen and Ray, the mound matchup in that one. Pat?
Zach, thank you for your fine work as always. Tanner Rainey, the new right-handed pitcher for Washington. Ian Happ, first man to face him, batting left-handed, takes a strike. Mike Tauchman, after his pinch hit 2-run single at second base. Christian Bethancourt with his second hit of the day at first. 2 runs in. And Ian Happ hits a sky-high pop fly, shallow right center. Gallo coming in, and Gallo makes the catch to end the inning. But the Cubs score twice. 2-run single by Mike Tauchman, the pinch hitter. We go to the 8th inning. Cubs 3, Washington nothing. This is The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Cubs fans, it's Justin Steele. Listen to every...
Cubs on top 3-0. Tyson Miller will go to work on Washington's heart of the order, the 3, 4, and 5 hitters, Wood, Chaparro, and Taillon. Not a cloud in the sky on this Friday as Wood swings and fouls it back. Unusually warm weather for beyond the middle of September. Usually by this time you get some days that are 55, 52 degrees, but not yet.
Been beautiful. The whole homestand. It was warm when we were out west, too. L.A. and Colorado, warm, 80s, almost 90 degrees every day.
Now, if it stays like this into mid-January, you've got yourself a story.
Do you got that bat phone to make that call? That would be great.
Deep drive to right. This is going to be trouble and long gone. Wow. James Wood cracking a long home run to right. How big is the pinch hit 2-run single by Tauchman now?
That ball hit way up the bleachers in right, about 2/3 of the way up. Designated hitters for the Cubs today. They're sponsored by Fireplace and Chimney Authority. Visit online at their Elmhurst or Lisle showrooms. And yeah, Michael Tauchman punched in a big way just in time.
James Wood with his 8th home run, way up into the bleachers to the back rows, straight away right. Probably about a 440-foot blast. And here is Chaparro popping it up foul. Might be playable for the catcher Bethancourt. It is. He comes back near the screen and reaches out and makes a nice catch. He went from sunshine into shade, and he also had that screen to deal with, Ron. Not an easy play.
No, not at all, with the wind blowing and the ball wanting to come back towards the catcher and the wind blowing it towards the backstop. And excellent play for Bethancourt.
Cubs 3, Nationals 1. One away, top of the 8th inning. Walks by opposing pitcher, sponsored by North Shore Adult Diapers. Reassuringly strong protection for even the heaviest control problems. Visit northshore.com. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Swing on a foul back. It's always nice to hear from satisfied customers. One away, one in. Taillon 0 for 3 waiting. And now the 1-1 to Taillon. Fly ball, right field toward foul territory. Over is Bush. Does he have a play? Leans in and makes a great catch. What a play by Michael Bush. He leaned over the tarp and then lunged into the netting and made a fantastic catch. There is your catch of the day, sponsored by Catch Des Moines. Things aren't so hush-hush in Des Moines, where only the S's are silent. Discover the best of the Midwest at CatchDesMoines.com. What a play.
You can't do it much better than that as he's navigating around the tarp, the wall, the netting, and dives in and makes a great catch right in front of the fans. And his glove had pushed the netting. He was into the stands when he made the catch.
2 down in the inning. That might be the best defensive play we've seen Michael Bush make in his young big league career. I can't think of a better one. Deep fly ball to right. Over toward the corner, Bellinger on the track makes the catch. And the inning is over. The Nationals settle for 1 on the home run by Wood. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Cubs 3, Nationals 1. This is the score in the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Cubs fans, it's Jameson Taillon.
For Roberto Clemente Award presented by Capital One, recognizing players who best represent the game through positive contributions on and off the field. Vote today at MLB.com/Clemente Award. Pat?
Dansby Swanson leads off the Cubs' 8th inning. Zach, thank you. Tanner Rainey pitching for Washington. Cubs on top 3-1. Each team with a home run. Dansby Swanson for the Cubs. James Wood for Washington's only run. The difference, a pinch hit 2-run single by Mike Tauchman. Dansby 1 out of 3 facing Rainey. And the first pitch in there for a strike.
Pat, in this 8th inning is sponsored by Cars for Kids, 877 Cars for Kids. That's Cars of the K to donate your car today.
Rainey always works out of the stretch. Here's the bouncer out toward short to his left, gloving it. Abrams comes up throwing, and one shortstop has just bounced out to the other, one away in this 8th inning. Cubs baseball brought to you by Circa Resort and Casino. Get ready for the time of your life. CircaLasVegas.com.
And doubles by Cubs hitters today. They're sponsored by Traffic Tech. Double up your business with Traffic Tech, the hardest working team in transport.
Bellinger nothing for 3, waiting for Rainey. And first pitch strike. Let's see how we did in the attendance game, the Benny's Beverage Depot attendance game. If you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not going to be a very good day for you. Here's the 0-1 pitch on the way to Bellinger. Swing and a miss by Cody. It's probably not worth drinking. Let's see, who was the winner today? The engineer, Paul Zarang. Boy, you were close, Paul. Almost suspiciously so. Here's the 0-2 to Bellinger. It's outside for a ball. Paul's guess, 29,222. The actual figure, 29,590.
Suspiciously close, you say?
I would say so.
Oh, okay.
Just an observation. Here's the 1-2. High pop fly toward the right field line. Gallo over, now running in, and makes the catch for out number 2.
RBIs by Cubs hitters today. They're sponsored by Old National Bank, where relationships and results matter. And those 2 RBIs last inning by Michael Tachman are huge in this ballgame now.
2 down, 8th inning. Zach Zaidman in the background preparing for the It's Not a Game Illinois.com Cubs radio postgame show, and that'll be coming your way right after the conclusion of our ball game as Suzuki takes outside 1-0.
And safe at the plate, that is sponsored by Granger. Think safety, think Granger.
Right-hander to right-hander, Rainey fires. Low and outside for a ball. Thinking of the pitcher, Sonny Gray, now with the Cardinals. What if he had the same last name as Rainey? Be a little bit of a contradiction in terms, wouldn't it?
Yeah. How would you sign your name? Like with a sun and a cloud?
Sun, yeah, you'd have to have both a cloud and a sunshine.
Yeah. Very confusing.
3 balls and no strikes on Suzuki.
If Rainey's parents did name him Sonny?
The pitch by Sonny. I mean, Tanner Rainey. Now I'm discombobulated. Inside for ball 4 to Suzuki.
Here, I'll help us. Stolen bases there, sponsored by Turo Tire. Turo will make a donation to keeping families covered for every stolen base by the Cubs, and that will bring out Davey Martinez from the Washington dugout.
He had Derek Law going in the bullpen. Now, matchup I'd like to see: Darren Law against Aaron Judge. There will be a pitching change. We'll be right back. It's a good time to take a commercial break. And this, let's make sure it's official. It is. The pitcher walking away. This pitching change by
Suzuki drawing a walk moments ago. A reminder that walks by opposing pitchers are sponsored by North Shore Adult Diapers. Reassuringly strong protection for even the heaviest control problems. Visit northshore.com.
Zach, very happy after reading that read. Way to go, Zach.
I think we all were.
Yeah. Happy for Zach.
What a sense of relief, guys.
Thank you, Zach, for adding that as we get back to the resumption of play. Michael Busch batting, and Joe La Sorsa, a left-hander, pitching for Washington. First pitch to Busch is in there for a strike. 2 down, a runner at first. Cubs on top, 3-1 in the bottom of the 8th inning. Cubs trying to climb 4 games above 500, looking for their 79th win. Here's the 0-1. Fastball sinks down low, and the count 1-1. It's about time to think about our best moment of the game. There have been a few today. I'm going to say the pinch hit 2-run single by Mike Tauchman. The runner goes, the pitch inside, throw to second base, and the throw hits the runner sliding in. Busch is shaken up. He got hit in the side of the face, I believe. Suzuki is the runner. I beg your pardon. Busch batting. Suzuki went sliding in and got hit. It grazed off of his helmet and hit him in the right hand, I believe.
Yeah, the hand, wrist.
He's in pain.
Yeah.
A freak accident. The throw came down, hit him in the side of the helmet, and then immediately went to his hand. The back of his right hand, it would appear, Ron. And just a very unexpected and unusual play.
Yep.
Suzuki now trying to get some feeling back in that right hand, but he was in agony there for a few seconds.
Well, at first I thought it hit him in the neck.
I did too.
And it goes right past his helmet, hits him in, I believe, the right wrist.
He's going to stay in there. That's frightening.
Yeah, it is, absolutely.
Millis made a strong throw to second. The shortstop, Abrams, had to kind of step around the sliding Suzuki so he couldn't get there to catch the throw. And it went straight from the catcher's arm to the wrist of Suzuki. All right, ready for the resumption of play. The 1-2 now to Michael Busch. Popped up foul. This ball is going to be out of play. So many unusual plays can happen in a baseball game.
Well, that play there, you're sliding in and you're not anticipating,
right? Because
you're blind, right? You're just sliding in, and then all of a sudden you get whacked with the ball going about 90 miles an hour, and you're not expecting it at all.
And the 1-2 lefty to lefty from La Sorsa to Busch. He pulls the ground ball to first, gloved by Chaparro. Unassisted play ends the inning. Time to fasten those seatbelts. We go to the 9th inning. Cubs 3, Washington 1. This is the score in the
and leaks. Strength that's anything but ordinary.
Hefty, hefty, hefty.
This copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of the Chicago Cubs and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs. Brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards. Pat?
Porter Hodge trying to nail it down. It is James Taillon's game to win. Joey Gallo, first up, ninth inning, takes a strike. The at our best moment of the game. Again, the two-run pinch hit single by Mike Tauchman in the Cubs' seventh inning. Sponsored by Loyola Medicine, a swing and a miss by Gallo. When things are at their worst, we're at our best. Loyola Medicine, the at our best moment of the game. Hodge had the save last night. The pitch fouled right side off the front screen of the first base dugout.
Heads up there, Jimmy. Jimmy Hickey down there, and that ball hit right in front of him.
Gallo today has singled and struck out twice. He has now singled and struck out 3 times. He's caught looking, and that's out number 1 here in the ninth inning.
Excellent hook. This is actually, I thought it was a hook. It looked like it from up here, but it was a split finger. Ends up being strike 3. Excellent pitch.
Right, it's about time for the Benny's Beverage Depot toast of the game, ball player. Swing and a miss by Drew Millis. And that is your call, as is the hardest working player of the game.
Well, for the toast of the game ball player today, I don't think you can do much better than JMO did. 6 innings, gave up 2 hits, 4 punch-outs, but the key, no runs in 6 innings with the start, so he'll be our toast of the game ball player.
He was sharp again, Jameson Taillon. Hoping that the bullpen can hang on to preserve his 11th win of the year. Taillon 10-8 right now. Here comes the 0-2 to Millis. Strike 3 called. 2 down quickly here in the ninth inning.
Well, you start looking for something off speed. And Hodge with a great arm, 97 miles an hour on the outside corner. You're not going to hit it.
That was a bullseye. Darren Baker batting, taking strike 1.
Hardest working player of the game, sponsored by Bosch Power Tools, what hard workers deserve. How about a combination of Swanson with the first inning homer and Michael Tauchman with the base hit?
Ground ball to second. Horner's got it. Throw to first. Cubs win the ball game. The Cubs win it by a score of 3-1. And they are now a perfect 5-0 against Washington this season. Just a very well-pitched game by the Chicago Cubs today, starting with Jameson Taillon and finishing with Porter Hodge.
Yeah, great ball game today by the Cubs, absolutely. And all around, you got a couple big hits when you needed them, but the pitching, just outstanding. Taillon today, right from the very beginning, Pat, he had a great backdoor cutter to the lefties, good fastball. He did pitch inside some to the left-hander, too. But a great job by him, and the bullpen comes in and does its job. And just a couple swings of the bat is all the Cubs needed to win a ball game today.
Bruce Levine, our compatriot, will be on the field, grabbing one of the Cubs for a quick conversation. I can see Bruce in the Cubs' third base dugout right now. He's all set to go. He's got his short-sleeve blue shirt on, dark trousers. He's got the headset on. Bruce congratulating some of the Cubs, and he will have one of them as a guest here momentarily. But the Cubs now on the homestand are they are 3-2 with 2 more to go, a couple of day games. And I believe that Bruce is ready to go. Bruce Levine, take it away, my friend.
All right, Pat and Ron, I'm here with Michael Busch, and we'll get to your spectacular play in a minute, but what a great pitching performance from Taillon and the bullpen.
Yeah, he's been pretty special for us all year. Just getting ahead of hitters, making some good pitches. It's a pretty good lineup over there, and he did a good job at containing them.
You guys certainly are doing everything you can to win every game, even though the odds are against you here. As a professional, What does that take to gear up every day, knowing that some of the things are out of your control?
Yeah, I think that's just showing up to the ballpark every day, no matter what. From day one, just trying to show up to win. I think that's the goal at the end of the day, no matter what. And I think a lot of guys in here buy into that.
Michael, there's a ride at Six Flags called Superman, okay, where you go on this ride and you're doing some spectacular things in the air. You did that today on a foul ball, a play that obviously you can't practice. Talk about that play, which might be the best defensive play of any Cub this year.
I just with the sun there, it didn't make it any easier. But that the tarp over there is giving me some trouble this year, so I've been trying to conquer it. And I was happy just to get that one.
You seemed just as amazed as the 35,000 people here today when you made that catch.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. It seemed like they were all watching.